I'm like a kid on Christmas. I really look forward to talking with Rob Nesbitt every other Tuesday because he is knowledgeable and he's a nice guy.
Absolutely.
Not to overstate the whole thing. You're with Pick a Flick Video.
I am.
A family-owned business in Cook Street Village.
That's right. Partially owned by my dog, Susie.
Literally. Before we talk about movies, I want to just mention music for a second.
Yep.
People might not know this who are watching who don't know you. You seem like such a calm, gentle soul. You're in a little rock band called AK-47.
Yes, I am.
You play bass?
I play guitar.
Oh, and you scream. Sing, I mean, a little bit?
I do yell and jump around, yeah.
What kind of genre music would you say that is?
It's extreme, and I emphasize the word extreme.
Yeah.
Extreme, fast, political, hardcore punk rock.
So that's how you balance the business owner talking about movies with...
Yeah, well, I guess it's the way I keep saying, because it's a very short thing I only do sometimes, but it balances out the rest of the time I spend on the couch with my dog cuddling, because it's so the opposite of that.
What a diverse life you lead.
It's true.
Well, I had a chance to go to the Edelweiss Club last night, and I was wondering if your band has ever played the Edelweiss Club.
I wish we'd played the Edelweiss Club. No, we never have, but I'm going to look into that.
It's so neat. It's just a great venue. I saw some young musicians performing from Esquimalt High. I also saw my son's band, the Object War, performing. And Nick Blasco, who is a local promoter, he's with Atomic Productions, came to watch the young fellers play.
Cool.
Wanted to thank him for doing that. It was really cool. It's nice to see young people playing music and doing something positive.
Absolutely, it is.
Now, when they're not playing music, what they should do is get a job at their local video store and learn all about movies.
That's right.
And the movies you're going to talk about this week include Wall-E, new on DVD this week. You loved this movie.
Yeah, I'm so happy to talk about this movie because it is something I truly love, and it's going to probably make my top 5 of the year list.
Possibly your top 5 ever.
Yeah, I don't know, I won't go that far, but I really did love it. And it's an animated film, and I'm not totally into those all the time. I find they sort of churn them out. That's the way it feels to me anyway. But it's written and directed by the guy who wrote and directed Toy Story 2 and Finding Nemo, so the pedigree is definitely there.
So when we say animation, though, it's this new computer...
Pixar, yeah, it's that 3D stuff.
High-tech stuff.
And the first half hour of the film literally has no dialogue in it at all.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the character who is a little robot who's been left on Earth to clean up after all the humans have left a bunch of garbage behind. They've taken off and flown into space, and he's there trying to fix up everything. And he's the last of his kind. He makes little blocks of garbage and builds huge towers in New York City of garbage. And so the first half hour is just him traveling through the city through these huge mazes of towers of garbage. And he listens to soundtracks like Hello Dolly and collects things that interest him as well as making his cubes of garbage. And he's just extremely lonely, and I found it's so touching, no dialogue. Reminds me of like 2001: A Space Odyssey or like a German expressionist kind of 1920s film, because there's like, it's just almost no sound, just angles and shadows and light. It's gorgeous.
Wow.
It turns into kind of an average animated film in the second half, more like Finding Nemo or The Incredibles or something, but still like that caliber. So it's still great even in the last 40 minutes. But the beginning is something, it's art. It's really beyond anything else been done in a long, long time.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it matches the best of what Walt Disney Studios ever did, including Snow White and things like that. So.
It's one of those movies where people keep saying such great things about it, and often you'll go and see one of those movies or rent it, and it won't live up to the hype. But that doesn't seem to be the case with this movie.
It wasn't for me, and I heard a lot of things from people like, oh yeah, I'm an adult and I've seen it 3 times already, and I was like, really? Okay, so I went to the theater on my own to saw it, and a little bit teary-eyed when I watched it in the movie theater. But I watched it with my wife like last week, and I cried for the first 20 minutes of this movie. And I'm a bit of a sap, and this one just, it gets me. It's so good.
All the way on the other side of the spectrum, a movie called Hancock with Will Smith.
Yeah, a movie I wasn't totally expecting to like, because, I don't know, it didn't get good reviews at all. It got, like, actually slaughtered by critics and didn't do a lot of business. I'm not a huge Will Smith fan, but I think the guy's pretty competent, and he surprises me as much as he makes me hate him. So I watched this, and it's about a superhero played by Will Smith, who's basically like a boozing, self-hating loser who like crashes on bus stop benches and waits for people to kind of wake him up and say, look, we got a traffic problem over here. You need to come and take care of these guys who've got AK-47s. But and he'll wake up and slam into the concrete and ruin a bunch of city streets in L.A. and then clean up the bad situation. But everyone hates him because he caused all this property damage because he can't fly straight because he's all drunk and stuff, and he's hitting buildings. So he actually agrees to go into jail because Jason Bateman plays a PR man who says, look, go to jail, act like you're repentant, and everyone will start to love you. They'll know that they need you because when you're in jail, the crime rate's going to spike, and it does, and so they call him out, and he tries to be a better person and stuff. So that in itself is a movie. But then there's a twist that I'm not going to tell you what it is because I didn't know it, and I didn't see it coming, and it was a huge twist.
And because we're out of time.
And we're out of time. But Hancock, it's pretty good. I would recommend it. I think it's an all right film.
Once again,
great effects.
You've amazed me.
Thank you.
Rob Nesbitt from Pick a Flick Video with some very entertaining television for us. And you can drop by Pick a Flick if you want to rent a movie for the weekend or any day of the week. We'll continue with more, including your news headlines here on A Morning.